Hello, fabulous Vinish. Welcome to your personalized horoscope. I am your astrologer, Nadia Shah. Thank you so much for this opportunity to look at your stars. I hope I say something to guide you and inspire you for the coming year ahead. Now, you should be receiving this in April 2012. We are going forward a year from here, and you've asked about 3 separate areas of your life, so we'll take them one at a time. And before I begin, I do want to say thank you for our exchanges. Thank you for your continued trust. I appreciate it so much. So I will start with your health. And I do see since the late 90s, you have been in a very long-term cycle. It's a once-in-a-lifetime cycle. And it will be over as you begin 2015. So since the late 90s and until 2015, there is this vibration there, this cycle there, where you would have mysterious illnesses come up, and sometimes they just leave on their own. The risk for misdiagnoses is very possible, and also the risk of mysterious, not only ailments, but also allergies and allergens sort of coming up and just making you more sensitive. And it feels as if your body is more sensitive as well. Well, the good thing is as I said, it's just a cycle, and it is going to pass. The place where you find your healing and the place where you find your solutions tends to be on the more emotional realms or alternative spirituality, modes of healing, alternative medicines that address the energetic body and address the emotional self. Those are the places where you are more likely to find answers. Also, just faith. Having faith in yourself and believing that there's still more that you need to do in this world, and so your health is not going to be in too much danger. Things like that have to do with dealing with the emotional and spiritual side of things. They tend to help resolve things more than anything else. And again, it's just a temporary cycle. I know it can be a little bit inconvenient and it can be concerning, especially with the possibility of misdiagnoses that tends to happen. But you will find now, starting this year, you will find that the risk of misdiagnoses does seem to go down somewhat. And so that I find very encouraging. And once we get you just a little bit further on, once we get you into 2015, there is definitely a marked improvement. So that is something to look forward to. Let's talk a little bit about your career as well, because you asked about money and career. And I do see that you are going to be starting a really, really wonderful career cycle for you. And it's going to be, you'll get a little hint of it this year. You'll get a taste of it, which will enliven you, I think. But you can expect some really good career news to find you this summer. So we're looking at the very end of July, and as we head into August, you should hear some very good news where it comes to career, and it has to do with an opportunity. And what I am seeing is that it's more like an inspiration that comes, and it is very exciting, and it does enliven you. And it doesn't just start in the month in late July, but I am seeing that earlier in July is when you hear of something really solid and stable, and you are going to follow up on that. You're going to be having conversations. You are going to be putting in applications as well. And in late July and beginning of August, you should get some very, very good news where it comes to career. And it's almost as if the opportunity that comes up it's bigger than you have realized before. It's a little bit bigger than you could have imagined. And so that's what makes it especially nice. And so this really good vibe, it seems to be with you right until the fall. So it is with you right until the first 2 weeks of December. And then what I'm seeing is that for a few weeks, you're going to step inside yourself, and you're going to be having conversations again, and you're going to be looking at the progress and the successes that you've had in those months later this year, in the second half of this year. And then a little further on, you will start again to feel this momentum taking place in your career, and that starts in the last 2 weeks of March 2013. That's when you're going to notice a momentum growing in your career. I'm going to go a little bit beyond just 1 year because I think it is going to matter here. But there is a moment that I think is going to be really important and give you a lot of insight into yourself, and that is right in the first couple of days in the month of May 2013. And this is, I think it's going to be really significant for you. There is the strong possibility that you are going to attract a lucky break. But what I'm also seeing more than that is that you will get some insight into what motivates you and what it is that you really want from your career. And if you let yourself sit with it, and if you let yourself really access that more emotional realm within you, then you will be better for it. You will gain the clarity you need, and that clarity will only help you to build momentum. But I have to tell you, like, you know, going forward from there, so I said March 2013, your career picks up again with a lovely boom, and that stays with you for most of the year. It looks like it's really, really nice right until November of 2013, and it's a very rare, very defining time where it comes to career and accomplishment. So I'd really like you to think of it more as a process. And March 2014, my goodness, is really outstanding. It just looks like late February and into March is really, there's a lot of progress to be made. Especially, I would like you to watch what takes place for you in the in July of 2013. That is really very outstanding. There are several key things happening at the time that suggest the progress you make is stable, and that there is a financial progress as well at that time, to July 2013. I do want to add though, like right now you are in this long-term cycle that has to do with finances and financial concerns. And it's during this cycle that I have found, as long as you are willing to work, as long as you're willing to take action and put yourself out there, the money that you need will find you. The money that you need will come, but it is going to involve your willingness and you stepping outside of yourself and connecting with people, and really being willing to see what is out there and available for you. The money, it seems to be a little bit fluctuating, and there seems to be a concern for you. However, what I have found is that towards the end of this cycle is really when you find yourself doing what it is that you were always supposed to be doing to earn your money, and you find yourself in a much better place and feeling good about the money you are earning and the way that you are going about earning money. And after that, your income, some of the intensity around needing to make money, it releases somewhat. And I am seeing that, you know, this is a long-term vibration. This has been with you for about 2 years now. It's going to be with you for about another 1.5 years, to be very honest with you. But over the course of that, just think of it as if you are on a journey that is meant to slowly show you what it is that you're good at, what it is that you want to do, where it is that you desire to really make a mark. And as a result, like, in order to have that realization, you have to be willing to go on a journey, and you certainly will, because even with this challenges happening financially, at the same time you've got some really great things happening career-wise and opportunity-wise, and also there is going to be some progress financially as well. And as I said, July 2013, really outstanding time for that. So you did ask a specific question about accounting, and it looks like accounting could actually be really good for you. And I'm seeing that it's not just about the credential, and it's not just about what you're learning, although that is very strong in the immediacy. But more than that, what I'm seeing is that you're going to learn about yourself. You're going to meet people that you should be meeting, and you will learn things about yourself. You'll uncover talents within yourself through the process. And I do think that you studying accounting is an important part of your journey. So what I would encourage you to do is release some of the attachment to the outcome. Release some of this, when I do this, then I can do that. And instead consider going for the journey itself, knowing that the journey will help you get where it is that you need to, so that you can find yourself in a career that is fulfilling. But I do think, when I look at what's happening right now in your chart, and the notion of accounting as a profession, it does look very promising for you. And more than anything, it looks like the environment ends up being very promising for you, introducing you to people, helping you to have experiences that you really need to have at this point in your life. Now, finally, you asked about relocation, and that you have a desire to stay in Kuwait, and you don't really want to go to India. And I gotta say to you, look, I do see this emotional connection that you have to Kuwait. And look, if you want to nurture that, that is your choice. I'm a really big believer in the power of choice. At the same time, though, I would encourage you to consider that the possibility of you getting work that is good for you is stronger in India, to be very upfront with you, at least over the course of this year. It looks like India, at least from a job perspective, an opportunity perspective, does seem to be a little bit better. But when I consider the fact that your emotional connection to Kuwait is so strong, it leads me to think that if Kuwait is something that you want to work out, then it's going to have to be enough that you like being there and you feel at home there, and you for what you don't get in terms of opportunity, even though there will be opportunity in Kuwait, but whatever opportunities you may not get, that may not be as strong as they are in India, at least you get that emotional support. And I think about the fact that, you're a Cancer. In Western astrology, you are a Cancer. And for a Cancer, it's so important to be in an environment that feels safe, to be in a place that feels is calming and steady, because those feelings can be so strong. And for you, you've got so much emotional energy, and that emotional energy you'll eventually learn to tap into that as spiritual energy, because that's ultimately what it is. But for the first 30 years of your life in astrology, the first 30 years of your life, you are not an adult. It isn't until you hit 30 that you enter adulthood. And I do think that there is value in you being in an environment that feels emotionally supportive, that feels nurturing. Because with that nurturing, you ensure that once you do enter adulthood in your 30s, you have a solid foundation, which is so important for the Cancers. So find your balance. Ultimately the choice is up to you, whether you're going to go for those practical opportunities or whether you are going to choose to go with your heart. And if your heart desires to be somewhere, then I think if you can be there, then you should be, because that lends itself to prosperity more than anything else. Having a sense of calm and happiness helps to create opportunities and abundance more than anything else can. I will stop there. Thank you so much again, Vinish, for this moment with you. I'm wishing you all good things this year and beyond. Until we connect again, take care.